Namaskaram everyone. Good evening. Om Namah Shri Yati Rajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. I welcome you all on behalf of Vivekananda Samiti IIT Kanpur to lecture Swami Vivekananda's message of man-making. First of all, a brief introduction about the Samiti. Vivekananda Samiti is the oldest club under Student Gymkhana IIT Kanpur. Since its inception in 1967, we have been functioning relentlessly in spreading and actualizing the teachings and ideas of Swami Vivekananda and thus motivating people towards the path of human excellence. Today is a special day, National Youth Day, is celebrated on 12th January every year in India. This day marks the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda. Now let me give a brief introduction of Swami Atmashraddhananda Maharaj. Swami Atmashraddhananda Maharaj joined Ramakrishna Monastic order in 1989. He spent initial 13 years at Bangalore and Mysore centers of Ramakrishna Mutt, besides 2 years at Belur Mutt. From 2004 to 2016, he was at Ramakrishna Mutt, Chennai, where he was editor of Vedanta Kesari, a cultural and spiritual monthly magazine, publishing over a century. He has edited, translated, and authored a few books on spiritual life, Indian culture, and higher values. For 12 years of his stay at Ramakrishna Mutt, Chennai, he was the guide of Vivekananda Study Circle at IIT Madras, where he used to conduct a Sunday classes or study circle. From 2016 to 18, he was one of the monastic professional training center at Belur Mutt. Since 2018, he has been discharging his services as a secretary of Ramakrishna Mission Ashram Kanpur. Since his stay in Kanpur, he has been conducting a weekly meditation class organized by Vivekananda Samiti IIT Kanpur. Now I request Maharaj to deliver the talk.
Subject.
Our topic of the talk is Swami Vivekananda's message of man-making.
Thank you, Ankush. Thank you very much. Thank you all my friends who are online listening to this evening's talk. It's a matter of great joy that on 12th of January, I have had the opportunity to think about and to speak about Swami Ji throughout the day. Today I'm speaking now to our Samiti, but in the morning also I had the opportunity of speaking to several groups, mainly online. So there was a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, his name was Swami Shivananda Saraswati, Shivananda Ji Maharaj, not Saraswati. So Shivananda Ji was once at night, he was the second president of the Ramakrishna Mission. So at night, somebody asked him about Swami Vivekananda, his reminiscences, to which Swami Shivanandaji replied and told him how he used to interact and how it was related to with Swami Vivekananda and all that. And it was late night, and then he said, "Okay, now you can go and sleep." But I, Swami Shivanandaji, says, "I am not going to sleep. It's a Shivaratri for me, because I'll be thinking of Swami Vivekananda whole night today." So he was Shiva himself to us. So that's how people looked at him when Swamiji was, years ago, when those who had lived with him, that is how they looked at him. So we are here today to think about Swamiji on 12th January, which is, the National Youth Day. It is 38th time. Sometimes in 1984 or 84 end and then 85, it was officially announced by the government of India. At that time, Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India, and the function was held in a few select places. 12th January, it was made as Swami Vivekananda's birthday as the National Youth Day, because they felt the government's circular said that Swami Vivekananda's life and his personality is a great inspiration for the youth. Youth need an icon, And this is the best icon we can propose. So since then, it's going on. Interestingly, in IIT Madras, it's still called Madras, not Chennai. IIT Madras, the celebration started quite early. And it went on for a long time till 1997. It finally resulted in the making of Vivekananda Study Circle in IIT Madras, which has been running there since then, nearly 25 years now. So, well, this is the story behind today's day. And this is the 160th birthday of Swami Vivekananda. We wonder. We just the other day I had seen, for so to say, Swami Vivekananda's 125th birth anniversary, which was celebrated at a large scale, and then 150th birth anniversary, and now it's 160th. So how time passes, you see, we never know that so much time has passed. We have for our discussion today a very important subject, which should interest any human being. Anybody who is interested in human development, and that is man-making message of Swami Vivekananda. One basic thing that Swami Ji taught was that before you change the world, change yourself. Before you try to improve the world means anything beyond you. So the first task should be to change yourself, to improve yourself. So it is said of a Buddhist, Zen Buddhist story that a kind of a monk, Zen Buddhist practitioner, he once said this, that when I was in my 20s, I wanted to change the whole world because he was filled with so much of energy, enthusiasm, idealism, and he thought everything could be changed. He said, after years of struggle, maybe after 10 years, I found that I can't change the world. All that I can do is possibly change my country. So I focused on my country for 10 years, next 10 years. And then after 10 years, I realized that I can't change my country also. There are so many things which are beyond me. Then he said, I thought of changing my city. So I worked for about 10 years for changing my city. And then that also was not easy. Then I thought, all right, let me spend 10 years for next years, which happened to become 10 years, for my locality. Even that also did not happen so easily. So he went on and struggling and found that even the locality doesn't want to change as he wishes them to change. And then he thought, all right, I'll take care of my family. So in the family also, he found it is very difficult to change them. And finally, he found that now, after all this experience, I have found one thing, that is, I must change myself. And then how wonderful it would have been if I had started this process of self-change when I was in my 20s. So that's the thing we must remember, that we must try to change ourselves for better. And it is something which is so inherent in all of us. All of us are, constantly trying to become better. Something better than us when we see some person, some improvement other than what we have. We feel, array, wonderful, I should also have got it. This is something very unique to human beings, that they want to grow. As far as our knowledge of the other species is concerned, they don't have this desire to become better. They can only think of eating, drinking, sleeping, protecting themselves from predators, and mating and continuing their life. That higher kind of thing is not to be seen in animals. This struggle starts in human beings because human beings have got a sense of I, a deep sense of I. Who is this I? They want to investigate. Of course, many people don't even bother about it. They're just busy with others' eyes, fighting with ego fightings with others. It is said that Prakriti, in one of the ways, as we understand human beings, it is like we have mammals and non-mammals, and that is one way of understanding human beings. living beings. But there's another way of understanding. There is Vedantic way. They say there are, kinds of living beings which receive their food from below, padaj. They call them padaj. So they take it from below, which means the plants, and they release it from above. And then there are others which receive it from front and leave it from behind. And then there is a third one, which is a human beings, which they receive from above, not below, above. And they release it from below. So what is the symbolic meaning of these three kinds? In Vedanta, in Vedantic scriptures, they say it means that Prakriti, the nature, has evolved human beings to such a thing that I can take you up to the top of your mouth, top of your body. And top of the body is your mouth. So you are now an erect human being. And now I can take you only up till this. The rest of the growth, you will have to do yourself. So man making is something which is in our hands. We should not think it is in the hands of the Prakriti. So Prakriti or the nature is not supposed to take us beyond that. So man making, again, we are all born as either men or women. So we are made by nature. So what's the meaning of man making? Obviously, it is not something to do with our gender, something to do with our body, our growth of body. So the meaning of man making is development of the personality, the development of the set of values within ourselves, within our life, within our personality, which will make us true human being. So it means there are also human beings which are not really true human beings. Swami Vivekananda, in one place, he says, suppose I had to give myself completely only to eating and procreating, it would have been better if I had become an animal. Why should I become a human being? Because he refers to this point. He says, I might as well assume the body of a pig than to get the body of a human being, because that cannot be the goal of human being. That you could be only indulged only in very, very physical, hedonistic lifestyle of way of life. So man making is something which we all finally are meant for. Another thing, Swami Vivekananda, in one place, he asked this question during his, as you go through his books, his message. By the by, those who do not know, Swamiji's books are in 9 volumes. Those who are not acquainted, for them. So these are complete works. This is known as the complete works of Swami Vivekananda. Earlier, it was for a very long time 8 volumes. In 1997, it was the 9th volume was released by the President of India. So these are not very organized things. As and when they have found Swamiji's teachings, it's not that Swamiji sat down and wrote the whole complete works. It's not like that. It contains some of his writings, a few of his writings, and transcriptions of his lectures. The lectures which he gave in the West, in Europe, in America, and also in India, in different parts of India. So all that has been either the lecture scripts are there or conversations. And there are many people, in those days, there was no recording done. As far as we know, no digital or electronic recording was done, except that 3 places, some phonograms were recorded. Phonograms, old type, black color, the disc, which had some wax on it. So they are known as wax cylinders. So they were recorded, but the whereabouts of those 3 are not known now. Much research has been done, first search and then research, by a very devoted set of devotees and volunteers, but they have not found it. Though it is always welcome if this search can be revisited, and some people who are good at these matters, they can take up the search and research again. Well, that's a larger issue. I'm not going into that. That's not a subject of Our subject is that this is the Swamiji's teachings you find in these 9 volumes. Now, in these 9 volumes, there are many ideas, many wonderful ideas connected with the spiritual history of mankind, especially of India. It speaks of the philosophical development of Indian ideas. It speaks of the how we can live our life practicing spiritual ideals in life. And also for the betterment of India, Swamiji has spoken quite a bit. Particularly, you will find this in the 3rd volume of the complete works. Now, if you have an overview of his teachings, there are certain statements which stand out. For instance, once he wrote a letter to Sister Nivedita, which kind of summarizes what his main message was. I shall read a couple of his teachings or passages from his teachings. And these should give us some understanding of what Swamiji was trying to say. He wrote to Sister Nivedita, Swami Vivekananda. He said, "My ideal indeed can be put into a few words, and that is to preach unto mankind their divinity and to how to make it manifest in every moment of life." So this, Swamiji said, is my ideal. So what is the ideal? The ideal is that preach unto mankind their divinity, which means all of us are divine. So we have to be reminded that we are divine. We get so much mired up, so much connected with the body, as they call it in Vedanta, as sthula sharira, and the ego, that we forget that there is another dimension of our personality. It is beyond ego and beyond body. It is this dimension which Swamiji said, I want to preach. And what is that dimension? Dimension of divinity. And then second, how to make it manifest in life. Suppose I discover that dimension in my life, that aspect of my life where I discover that I am divine, through analysis, through right pursuance of the scriptural teachings and Swami Vivekananda's teachings. So what will happen then? So once I discover it, it will definitely start manifesting itself now into my life. So what's the meaning of manifestation here? You see, whatever we are is a manifestation. It is an expression. It's an expression of our vital power, vital energy called Prana Shakti. And it is also an expression of our some basic power in us. In some, you see, some human beings are so nice, so wonderful, and some people are so horrible. So why these differences in human beings? All these come to us. These questions, these philosophical questions return to us in different ways at different points of time. So if you look into yourself, so we are manifesting these, there are 2 things which we are manifesting. One is our lower tendencies like anger, greed, jealousy, and all the negative qualities which our personality has. And then there is the positive side of our life which we are manifesting. There is compassion, there is unselfishness, there is unconditional love, a service, a satisfaction, a sense of fulfillment. So you find these 2 sets of qualities in all of us in various varying degrees. Swami Vivekananda said that when he's saying that there is manifestation of divinity, obviously one thing is very clear, that it is manifestation of these higher qualities in us. But man making is something even little more than that. What is that? We will come to that. As we go through his message, message of man making, Swamiji has said, it's the man making religion that I want. It's the man making education that I want. So man making is thing which he tells again and again, which means in one place you ask, where are men? You can have a car, you can have building, you can have roads, you can have wonderful systems. But unless man is there, unless there are competent human beings, and unless there are men of character, we will not find these material developments bringing happiness to us. I'll just think of it that you have got a wonderful express highway. I'm not against it. It's wonderful that we have express highways. But suppose it is infested with all kinds of criminal activity on the way. Then we question, why, what is the use of our education, of our society, of our governments, if we cannot have right type of human beings? Is is civilizational progress only in terms of making material development? Well, material development is important, but to say this is the end of life, the end of what we can achieve, is to become very materialistic. It is to forget the other dimension of our life. So, first thing that we must understand when we are speaking of man making as the essential message of Swami Vivekananda is to understand that our goal in life, the goal setting should be very clear. So, what's the goal in life? Obviously, from our childhood, we have been told that we must have a goal in life. And each child has got some dream in his eyes. He wants to attain something. He wants to become a pilot, or he wants to become an engineer, or a doctor, or something, some dream he's born with, which is very good. And he should be, every little child must be taught to have that dream. If he's not automatically having it, it must be invoked in him, that you must have a dream in life. We have seen people who don't have any ambition in life. They don't want to attain any of these, what we call as worldly achievements. They're not saints. They are people who are extremely lazy, extremely living in a state of mire. It's not that they have developed so well that they have gone beyond all the things in the world. No. So from a distance, they look alike. Two extremes look alike. This side is the extreme that I don't have any ambition in life. And there's another one extreme where a person has gone beyond all ambitions. And he also doesn't seem to have any ambition. Both look alike, but they're not same. So we stand, most of us, 99.9% of us, we stand in between these two extremes. So first thing that we should have is goal setting before us. So what should be the goal of life? Should earning money be the goal of life? Or should we say earning money should not be the goal of life? Then how will we earn money? So we need to have, first of all, a practical approach. We live in society. We live in an economy. We live in where there are financial institutions. We are subject to that. We have our needs. We have to buy things. We have to buy services. So we need money. So money is one requirement in life. If you are living a normal life in a society, it's one of the requirements. But can money be the goal of life? It's a requirement. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, what can money buy? It can buy food, it can buy clothing, it can buy other things in life which we require. But very soon you will find money also soon becomes from need level, it goes to greed level. And there are people who, you find hundreds of crores with them, and they are living such miserable life. Swami Ranganathananda ji used to say, some of the very elite and affluent societies are some of the most unpeaceful societies in the world, which means only affluence will not solve the problem of life. Oh, this is rather one of our Swamis used to say, it is affluenza. Just as an influenza, you have running nose, etc. You have influenza. So similarly, you have got affluenza. You suffer from too much of affluence. So too much of affluence does not satisfy. Navittena tarpaniyam manushya. The Kathopanishad says, you cannot become completely content only with money. So there is something higher, different from money. Or will that mean that money is okay? One aspect of it. In the introduction to this lecture, in the flyer we had mentioned this, is the career making and money making the only goal of life? or the career making. So what's the career making? So you make a kind of hierarchical progress from one achievement to another achievement and one position to another position in running the society, in running the world around us. This kind of career making is also very necessary. But then, can this be the goal of life? I'll give you a small anecdote from Sri Ramakrishna's teachings. There was this learned Pandit. He was going by boat, and there was this boatman, single boatman, who was rowing the boat. And as he was rowing, this Pandit was a very talkative man. So he felt, oh, let me find out. Let me, he wanted to impress his knowledge on that simple boatman. And he said, hello, boatman, have you studied Vyakarana in your life? He said, sir, what Vyakarana? I am a illiterate man. What can I understand of Vyakarana? Grammar. He said, oh, you have not studied Vyakarana? 25% of your life is gone. The boatman had nothing to say. Then this man further said, have you studied poetry? Sanskrit poetry, Kavi, Kavita, is Padyavali? No, no, sir. All that is beyond me. And then say 50% of your life is gone. So as he was saying, they were going by the waters, and suddenly there was a big storm which came up, and the boat started wobbling. And there was the shore was very far off. The boatman asked this Panditji, sir, do you know how to swim? He said, no, I don't know swimming. Sir, I may have got 50% of my life is gone wasted. For you, all the 100% life is wasted. So they try to understand this. And which means I will swim and I will go away and you will be drowned. We have got so much of dry knowledge, but we don't know how to live life. So life skills have to be developed. So this is one meaning or one aspect we must keep in view when we are speaking of man making, that we must know how to carry our life together forward, how we can make ourselves free from very little considerations and keep a bigger consideration in life. So what is this bigger consideration in life that we are speaking of? Beyond career, beyond money, beyond seeking fame, there can be some higher goals of life. And that is what Swamiji is referring to when he says, have a man-making religion and a man-making education. Be men, be human beings. So there are certain characteristics which Swamiji has spoken of in his teachings. First aspect of man-making which Swamiji is speaking of is the message of strength. That you must develop strength. Strength of body, of course, and then strength of mind, a strength of ability to face situations in life. You all agree to that. You will agree to that today, for various reasons, many among the youth are mentally very weak, emotionally very weak. No wonder that there are people who are otherwise very intelligent. The IQ, as we understand, is very high. They get very good marks and grades. But when it comes to life, if a difficult situation comes before them, they just don't know what to do with life. So, we get to hear this, that many of them do what we call as self-killing. There are so many young people who are doing this. It is so unfortunate. Why should you do that? You are born as a human being. Face your life. Swami Vivekananda said, I'll read some of his teachings. He said, do not fly away from the wheels of the word machine, but stand inside it and learn the secret of work. Through proper work done inside, it is also possible to come out. So whatever it is, let us all face life. Let us not run away from life. This is a first step towards man making. So difficult situations come. There is this famous incident which happened in Swamiji's life when he was a Parivrajaka. person who was going around the country on foot. So he came to Banaras, and near the Durga temple, the famous Durga temple. As he was passing, there was a difficult passage where one side there was a big wall, and another side a big pond. So then suddenly some big monkeys came attacking him, and the first reaction as Swamiji had, he started running. But then somebody who was sitting nearby, some monk, he called out and said, "Face the brute. Bandaron ka samna karo." So Swamiji turned back, and as he turned back, and he had this his staff with him, he looked at them, fought with them. They all ran away. So this Swamiji said is kind of a lesson for us. When the problems come, let us face them. Let us not run away from them. There are many instances which Swamiji quotes that when success comes, when failure comes, various this duality of experiences keep coming. We must face them. So man making is the first step. Be strong. Make your body, make your mind strong. Let us call out our own strength from within. We must have a positive outlook towards ourselves. So a corollary to that is his second aspect of man making is have self-confidence. First of all, I'm saying of referring to the message of strength, and then the message of self-confidence. Have faith in yourself. In fact, we say we have faith in God, but we don't have faith in ourselves, which according to the Vedantic line of thinking is not true. If you have faith in God, you will have faith in yourself, because it is written in the scriptures. For instance, the Bhagavad Gita says that I, as God, am present in all. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. So I am present in everyone. Think of it. If God is saying that he is present in everyone, so is he not present in you also? So should you not have faith in yourself? Have faith in your capacities. One Mr. Raghottam Rao was there in Bangalore. He used to make a rhyming thing about it. He used to say, when failure comes, don't take it to your heart. And when success comes, don't take it to your head. How beautiful. That when the failure comes, if I don't take it to heart, so it's okay, failure came. I need not become depressed about it. I'll accept this is what has happened, and I'll try to become better. I need not lose myself in that failure so completely. Then comes the idea of success. So when the success comes, don't allow it to get into your head, which means don't have a swollen head. People who get some success in life, they think now they are so special that everybody else is down, much lower than them. A strange sense of ego comes into them. So that also we must avoid. So this is the second pillar of man making. And third pillar for man making, it requires that we must have self-management. And this self-management, the most important aspect is that we must have the power of attention well trained, what we call as ekagra chitta. Our chitta, our attention, our mind should be ekagra. It should be not distracted. This is very true in today's world, where we have the digital distractions which are eating up into our calmness of mind. We must be very alert about it. And it's not that it's just for some students. The other day I saw some daily wage earners, laborers. They were sitting for 2 or 3 hours together, just playing some game on the internet, on the mobile. So they just were so bad in their work that they had to be terminated. They had to be sent away. So it's affecting your work also, not only your studies, work, even the simple manual work also. Why should we allow that? We should have a self-management, which means mobile is there, I will use it. I will not get used by it. It's just like fire. I will use the fire, but I will not, be burnt by fire. So that's a very important thing we all will have to learn. We'll have to use our Viveka Shakti. our power of discernment, of deep thinking, of analysis, evaluating, and examining what is good for us, what is useful for us, and what is not good and useful, we must keep aside. What is beneficial for us, it may be not very pleasant, but it should be beneficial for us. So this idea of self-management means that I should be able to manage my time. I'll be able to manage my energies, and particularly my mind. So yoga chitta vritti nirodha, we know is that is what the yoga says. The yoga book says. The Patanjali, so second sutra of the Patanjali Yoga Sutra says this, that we should have this chitta vritti should be calmed down. This is the true meaning of yoga. So external yoga has got its place. It will give you some good physical health, but even there we need to have a calm mind. So we must understand this deeper meaning of yoga, that is of chitta vritti nirodha. Another when very great pillar of man making is that we must be able to balance our life. Particularly, we should try to bring in the great message that we find in the great yogas of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda's message, you'll find he has spoken about 4 yogas. 4 yogas refer to 4 human faculties also. Let's understand this. So we particularly we know the word bhakti yoga very well. It's very commonly heard. Those who are in this circle of spiritual reading, they know about bhakti yoga. We do bhakti. It is related to emotions. Emotions directed towards God, not towards the worldly objects, but towards God. That's called bhakti. Then you've got the karma yoga, when you do all your actions with a very spiritual goal in mind, and try not to get attached to the fruits of action. It's a great inner training, great mental training, not to get attached to the fruits of action. Sometimes people ask, why should I not get a fruits of action? A young gentleman once asked one of our monks, you see, I have done some work. Why should I not get its fruits of action? He said, the answer given to him was, see, you want to have the fruits of action, but the problem is you want to select only good fruits of action. You don't want to have the bad fruits of action. So if there is a success, I will take. Credit, I will take. If there is a failure, I don't want to take. If somebody blames me, accuses me something, I don't want to take. But the word is such that both these keep coming to us at different points of time. So what should I do? So should I not go for only good things? Our scriptures tell us, Swami Vivekananda, advises us to slowly train ourselves to rise above even the good fruits of action also. So that is the state of being totally detached. And that detachment means that we will allow our own divine nature to manifest fully. And this is what Swami Vivekananda said when he says that my ideal can be put into a few words, and that is to preach unto mankind their divinity and how to make it manifest in every moment of life. So I must be able to rise above both good and bad. But to begin with, let me seek what is good, and that I must hold on to. And slowly I will realize even the smallness of good also. How even the good can be a great bondage. It could be it's not a iron chain, but it's a golden chain. But a chain nevertheless. So you try to rise above that. Whether it is Karma Yoga or Bhakti Yoga or Jnana Yoga and Raj Yoga. So what is Jnana Yoga? Of course, one thing is that we think we're reading a lot of books is Jnana Yoga. Well, there is one aspect of Jnana, getting knowledge of the objective world. You read about computers, about economics, about politics, and about sociology and the latest discoveries and all that. It's one type of general knowledge. It has its great place. In the Upanishad, it is said, Dve vidye veditavye, paracha paracha. There are 2 types of vidyas. One is of the objective world, another is Vidya of the, or knowledge of the inner world. So Jnana Yoga generally refers to the inner world. So who are we? Where we have we come from? What's the goal of life? Why am I unhappy? What's the source of my unhappiness? So the same object which gave me happiness now is giving me unhappiness. Can I not bring some change in my attitude towards the objects in order to become happy? So these are things which this is a training of the inner mind, and we slowly try to discover our divine self. This is very important to remember when we are reading Swami Vivekananda's teachings. Some people, they restrict Swamiji's teachings only to social good, which Swamiji did speak of. He did speak of bringing change in society, betterment of society. He had some very original ideas about it also. But we should also know he has said that people want reform, but I want branch and root and branch reform, which means a thorough reform. Thorough reform means that I develop the human personality, not just to make some changes here and there and only do good to the society and say yes. Like so many clubs are there, no? They try to good to society. In these days, they will take a picture and put in the Facebook or Instagram, and they think they have attained they have done great thing. But that doesn't give you peace of mind. In order that you have an inner satisfaction, this will be found only when you discover your divine nature, what we know as self-realization or Atmanubhuti. Because then you discover that all that you're seeking outside is there already within you. Swami Vivekananda tells the story of Alexander the Great meeting such a person who was a Atmagyani in India when Alexander comes to India. So he goes to him, Alexander goes to him and says, he's very impressed with him. And he says, you come with me to Greek. I'm going there to Athens. You be with me in my palace. He said, I don't want to go. He becomes very angry. He says, if you don't go, I will kill you. You don't understand that I am the emperor. To which this young man, this man of knowledge who was lying on a stone near a river in a very happy state of mind, he laughs out. He said, why did you laugh? He says, you said you will kill me. You will kill my body, not me. What is that realization within? This is the, true meaning of the Jnana Yoga, when you go to the very depth of your being, discovering the divinity within you. So then you have the Raja Yoga, where is the training of the mind through meditation. So in meditation, we try to divest ourselves of all the distractions, and slowly through Ashtanga Yoga, purify ourselves and attain the deeper states of mind. So all these four yogas you find in Swamiji's teachings. And my understanding is that if we try to attain true manliness, we must somehow try to bring the elements of all four yogas in our life. One basic thing is that we must have tremendous faith in ourselves, as I said in the beginning, faith in our capacities, faith in that there is divinity within us. However we might fail, however we might slip, however afraid we might feel, again we must return to our being. And this is a great sadhana in itself. And finally, to close the thing, I may also mention that what is man making in terms of process? Is it a science, or is it a skill? As they say, it's an art or what? I feel that it is a combination of both. It's a science, of course. To say that something is science, which means it has got some universal principles which are impersonal, which are applicable wherever you are, and whichever be your background, even whichever be your affiliations in life, which means it is very applicable. So the same science which is applicable in New York is also available in New Delhi. It's applicable. It is universal. So same way, there are certain principles of man making Whether you're in India or America or in Iran or Africa, they're applicable everywhere. Second thing, whether it is an art. Yes, it's an art. It's an art, it's a skill. How do you balance yourself? How to remain unaffected by the ups and downs of life and yet remain connected to your higher ideal in life. It's very important to develop. Sri Ramakrishna used to give an example that suppose you have to cut the jackfruit. You know, jackfruit has got a sticky milk in it. So when you cut it, it becomes difficult to cut it. So the skill of cutting a jackfruit is that before you cut the jackfruit, you take the knife and smear it with some oil, any oil that you find comfortable, any edible oil, or put a little that oil on your hand also. And then you can easily cut the jackfruit without getting struck. He used to say, this word is also like that. If you have to handle it, you must have the oil of non-attachment, oil of not getting connected with the word so deeply. You will find that you have become free from that attachment. So this, in short, I thought is about Swami Vivekananda's words about man making. So there are a couple of questions which are coming up in the chat box. We will take up some of them. Then thank you very much. On this day, we could discuss some of these ideas of Swami Vivekananda. Namaste.
Thanks, Maharaj.
Yeah. Will you be moderating the question answers now?
Yes, Maharaj. Thanks, Maharaj, for the wonderful talk. Now we'll take questions. You can raise your hand in Zoom, and few people have posted their question in the chat box. Maharaj, I'll read them. Maharaj, one question is, which Swami Vivekananda books are helpful to students?
There are a number of books. First of all, you can begin with small booklets. Then you can slowly, as you get some holding in that, you can go to more serious books also. So all these books are helpful to students and non-students. Whosoever it takes up, he finds them very helpful. So one way is that you can take up simple book on Swami Vivekananda's teachings on his Vivekananda, his call to the nation. Swami Vivekananda, his call to the nation. That book is to a very good introduction, a small book, a very power-packed book. Then another one book is there, Swami Vivekananda, Steps to Success. It is in Hindi also, Safalta Ke Sopan. Then these are two small booklets that I'm referring, or you can say the message of Swami Vivekananda. In fact, to begin with, the small books are better because bigger books, they are a little heavy for many people. The small books, you can keep it in your pocket and just go on reading them whenever you feel like. Many people who have benefited from Swamiji's teachings have followed this method. And the bigger books are there. Karma Yoga is there, a remarkable book. Then you have got the Lectures from Colombo to Almora. It's a thicker book, but if you can afford to manage to read these two, you will find a lot of guidance. It is said of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in his autobiography, he has written that when he was 15-year-old boy, he happened to read Swami Vivekananda's Lectures from Colombo to Almora, and they were extremely helpful to him. So any of these things you can take up.
Thanks, Maharaj. Maharaj, next question is, what is Kriya Yoga?
What is Kriya Yoga? So Kriya Yoga is mentioned in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. It is a combination of certain virtues and practices. So of course there is the whole thing, an organization or the whole parampara is dedicated to that. That is Paramahamsa Yogananda. So I am not knowing much about it, but it is a part of the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. It includes the Swadhyaya, which means repetition of God's name, and also reading scriptures. with great concentration, and also practice of meditation. So practically, this is what for a person who is on a just making an inquiry about it, that should be sufficient.
Thanks, Maharaj. Maharaj, next question is from Shruti Pandey. How do one manage spiritual principles in dealing with the world where we find and interact with all kinds of people on day-to-day basis? It feels as if you are isolated in the world.
If you feel that you are passing through that stage when you want to hold on to your spiritual convictions, then one way of Sri Ramakrishna's teachings can be very helpful. He said, "Do not bite anybody, but hiss." Is the story of the snake, who was told not to bite, and people started trampling on him. So his teacher told him, "I told you not to bite, but you to hiss," which means keep the people away from harming you. And dealing with others, if they are very, dishonest, always wanting to take advantage, we must make a kind of, circle around us, a circle of protection. We need not be always thinking about them or harming, how to harm them, but we must protect ourselves. This protection, self protection, is very important. Many times we think spirituality means anybody can come and walk over me. No, we must, one of the meanings of man making is that we must stand firm on certain principles. It means that we'll have to pay price for that. We should be willing for that. We should be willing for that. So, one way is that you should always try to cultivate an inner life and vibrant inner life that will help you to handle these negative situations and people outside better. And the inner life means developing introspection, developing devotion, developing deep thinking about the deepest reality of life. All that should help you to strengthen you to handle the world outside better.
Thanks, Maharaj. Maharaj, next question is from Arko Bahadur. Pranam Maharaj, I want to ask about the views of Swami Vivekananda on caste system of India.
So Swamiji had seen the caste system, and he was of the opinion that somehow the caste as we not as we understand, but caste as it is, as a way of division among the human beings, it just cannot be removed. But caste distinctions, caste exploitations, this need to be removed. So a better understanding of the jati, not caste is sometimes supposed to be not a very good translation of the term jati. But Swamiji believed that we must try to raise everybody. We must raise the lower person to the higher person. Lower, not in terms of the social hierarchy, in terms of his samskaras. When Swamiji went to Kerala, he had a very bitter experience. Bitter in the sense, as he was passing by in one road somewhere in Kerala, he found a person coming with a stick in his hand, and that stick he will be putting on the road and will making some sound, and as if announcing that I am coming. So Swamiji was amused. He asked somebody, "What is this?" He said, "This person belongs to a very low caste. So he's coming, he should announce. Otherwise, if his shadow falls on somebody, that somebody will have to take bath because he is of a lower caste." Swamiji was so much unhappy with this. He said, "Have we gone mad? It's a lunatic asylum to think like that. It's the same human being. What is in me is also in others." So we must have that respect for each other very much. So each one will have based on his guna. So in the Bhagavad Gita, there's a reference to that. There is no such thing as in the Bhagavad Gita. There is no mention that the jati is determined by birth. It's a guna karma vibhagayo. It is guna and karma which really make the jati. But in last 2000 years and especially 1000 years, so many ups and downs, political things, and interpretations and misinterpretations and quarrels have happened in the name of this. It is very difficult to make people understand this aspect of the whole thing. And now, as we understand, in Swamiji says, in India we have this problem of untouchability and upper class, lower class struggle. In America, it is another type. There is a upper class, not caste, upper class and the lower class. And there the determining thing is money. The struggle is all money. So it's a very complex thing. So I would leave it at this, that it is guna karma vibhaga, which is to be kept in mind when Swamiji is speaking of the whole idea of casteism.
Thanks, Maharaj. Maharaj, next question is from Ajay. Are we not the mind until we get the self-realization? While saying that our mind do that, are we not making things abstract by creating other identity?
Can you repeat the question? There was some technical thing.
Yes, Maharaj. Are we not the mind until we get the self-realization? While saying that our mind do that, are we not making things abstract by creating other identity?
See, it is not that we are creating another identity and saying that I am not the mind, I am some. It's not that something I am doing out. It is a product of my brain. That I am the Atman. This is not a product of my brain. Rather, brain is a product of the Atman. So, Atman or divinity in us or pure consciousness is the one which observes, remains unattached, which is a witness. So until we achieve that, we say we are not the mind, but we have to achieve that only through the mind. We cannot achieve it through a pen or a screwdriver. We have to achieve through mind only. The state of mindlessness will come through the mind, but not this mind, which is has the impurities of mind. We have to attain that state where there is, when the mind has become absolutely pure. In the Kathopanishad, there is a verse which says that dhatu prasadan mahimanamisham. When the mind inside, the inner instrument becomes absolutely clean and pure, dhatu prasadan, then you realize your divine nature. So we reach the mindlessness, as you are referring to, through the pure mind. Otherwise, the very idea of realization will become meaningless. So it's not that we are creating another one entity. Swami Vivekananda was asked this question: are you not trying to, make us hallucination, delusion? Swami said, you are already under illusion. I am trying to disillude you. So let us not complicate things.
Thanks, Maharaj. Maharaj, next question is from
Next,
Krishna.
I will try to unmute the raised hand participants. So Argya, so S. Ram Kumar, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Namaste Maharaj Ji, Ram here. Namaste. So yeah, every point that you narrated is correct, and like regarding the extremity inside us of laziness, procrastination, and tamas. So that how to root it out, like how to root it out and have a current towards life, be energetic towards life from inside with clarity in all aspects. When we don't have a deep devotion towards any deity in general, so that kind of a state, how to deal with, so that we also root out this.
No, this devotion to deity is not against the idea of detachment, to begin with, and to remain all the time motivated and do our things. We must have a higher goal of life, and that goal is, see, the Bhagavad Gita says, "Yoginaha karma kurvantu atmashuddhaye." The karma yogi, those who are doing action. See, all of us are doing our action. But if we are doing action as a karma yoga, so you become karma yogi. So Gita says, yoginaha karma kurvanti. So you become a karma yogi and you do your karma, atma shuddhaye, for your self purification. At the end of the day, offer all your fruits of action to God. And at the beginning of the day, be enthusiastic. Yes, I'm going to achieve something. I'm going to finish my work. I have certain deadlines. I must achieve it. So that's a practical approach. If I don't do that, then I've not attained my divine being as yet. So I become very lazy. So laziness is also a kind of attachment. It's attachment to tamas. It's an attachment to tamas. So if you have a true inner being purified, you look at Sri Ramakrishna, he was called as Karma Kator by Swami Vivekananda. Karma Kator means he is a great worker. He works a lot. So he was doing for the good of others. He was always active. So let us have certain goals set up with us before us and try to work it up. And there are people who feel very active by having devotion to a particular, deity. Say those who are devoted to Hanuman. They say, I am doing Lord's work, which means they have connected themselves to the path of Dharma and they are working hard to spread it, to do it. So first thing is you should have a sense of clarity that inactivity should be avoided at any cost. And that's not, inactivity does not prove that we have become very spiritual. So inactivity should be avoided. We should try to explain. We should understand that, explain to ourselves that we have to go beyond laziness and sense of postponement and all that. We must try to study ourselves. Swami Turiyananda Ji, a direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, used to say, to the extent you have understood yourself well, to that extent you are the right path.
Pranam Maharaj. Pranam. We'll try to reflect on this and live by it. Pranam.
Do we have any more questions?
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste.
Pranam Maharaj. Actually, I want to know that how we the young people can channelize our youth energy for the development of nation as Swamiji wanted to do so from us people.
So channeling your energies, first of all, we must channel them for our own self-improvement. So we must, it should go hand in hand. Swami Vivekananda said, Atmano mokshartam jagatitayacha. So have a life of sanyama, life of self-control. So whether it is how many hours we sleep and how many hours we study and how many hours we spend in exercise or in play, there should be a balance between all these things. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says, Yukta hara viharasya yukta sapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. So yoga becomes a destroyer of dukkha, when there is a sense of moderation in life. So this is the first step. Second thing, we must try to cultivate our mind. We must cultivate our inner, buddhi and our power of thinking, power of emotions. This is the first inner development. And alongside, try to help others also. Try to systematically do some seva to someone or for some cause, some higher cause. You will have to find out how you can discover this higher cause. The first few steps towards finding out the higher cause is a little difficult. Then it becomes easier. So anything for the first time when you do, you actually feel whether I should do or not. Like somebody who is given to smoking. When he smokes for the first time, he is afraid. And then it becomes second time, third time, he thinks it's okay. So that's about the negative things that we come in our life. Almost the same thing applies to the good things also. So some people, they make a lot of effort to do something as students. So there was a study done in the Harvard. I haven't read myself. One of our devotees told me, which says when as a student, as a young man, you do something for the good of others. Like recently, our Vivekananda Samiti people collected some funds and tried to, buy some kambals and give it to the people around, poor people. So that gives a great sense of inner satisfaction. Though from a larger social angle, it's a very, very small, minuscule thing. But then that they have done so much, that gives a sense of satisfaction, a sense of confidence. And the Harvard University's report says that this experience remains with the young mind, or when the mind is no longer young, but it is an active mind, to the end of our life. It remains as one of the very important experiences in life. So find out how you can channel your energies, find out which cause you can give it for the good of others. But as I said, don't forget first your own channeling your own life in a right way. So both are important. Atmano mokshartham jagathitaya. So then only we should go forward. Only one of them, then we may get struck with something not so all right. So let us combine both.
Thanks, Maharaj. Maharaj, there are a lot of questions.
We
Will
can
not
take
be able.
the two questions.
Maharaj, I'll club few questions. I have seen them. Many people are asking how to meditate, and can you suggest some books and the guidance on the meditation?
All those who are asking about meditation, we invite them to join our meditation session on every Saturday morning. We hold an online session for the Samiti every Saturday morning. You can get your name included in that list. Ankush or other volunteers will include that. So please join it on 9:45 in the morning on every Saturday. First thing. Second thing, if you want to know more about meditation, well, there are a number of good books. I mean, in terms of what you want to learn to meditate, you have got Swami Vivekananda's one compilation is there, Meditation and Its Method. That's a very good book. Then you have got a larger book, Meditation and Its Practice. So the Ramakrishna mission has, his monks have written books about meditation. In last 100 years, number of good books have come. So these books, we can make a list and give you. I can suggest to Ankush as to this list can be sent to those who are interested. We'll properly compile it. Those who want to know the theoretical aspect of meditation, at least 10 books are there published from the Ramakrishna mission. Some are very deep and very extensive books. They deal actually about spiritual life. Meditation without spiritual life reference, it's only a mental exercise. Whereas spirituality makes it a true meditation. So it's called Meditation and Spiritual Life. There's a beautiful large book by Swami Atmashraddhananda ji. He was the vice president of the Ramakrishna mission way back 50 years ago. So that's a very remarkable book. Then another is Meditation and Its Culmination by Swami Adishwarananda ji. That's also very helpful. These are two large books. So we will send a book to all those who are interested to know about meditation. We'll send a list of books.
Thanks, Maharaj. Maharaj, there was one question. What should be the goal of life?
See, it depends on how you look at life. Sri Ramakrishna and our Upanishads have very clearly said, I will add the word human to the word life, prefix it with human. So what is the goal of human life? There's an important difference. So if I say goal of life, it could be the life of any living being. But human life, because you are equipped with certain capacities, you have got brain, you have got nervous system, you have got a mind, you have got well-developed system within. So you can try for self-realization. That alone will solve ultimately the problem of pain and confusion and helplessness in life. This is what it's known as the Sanatana Satya. In the Shvetashvatar Upanishad, it is said that if a person wants to solve the problems of his life forever, he must have self-realization. So that should be the goal of life. Now, having called this as goal of life, we should say one is the ultimate goal of life, another is the working goal of life. Now, the working goal is, for instance, you are a student, you have to pass your exams, you have to get a degree, and you have to further go and earn and stand on your feet. So these are all secondary, tertiary goals of life. The ultimate goal, say, look at it, how wonderful. When you are working very hard, I mean, studying, you work hard to get a job. Then when you get a job, you work hard to get a promotion. When you get a work hard for promotion, after several years, you say, I have got enough for now. I have worked hard to retire. I want to take VRS. And once you have retired, now what to do with life? Think of it. What is the purpose of life? Is getting getting a job and then retiring, and what's the purpose of life? So one thing is, the purpose of life is, put it in a very philosophical sense. It is to rise above our ego. Go beyond your ego. Something different and higher from your ego will actually give you peace and freedom. But then you cannot do it at once. You will have to proceed from, first of all, you strengthen your ego. Then one day the ego will burst and you realize, oh, this ego is not the goal of my life. Strengthening my ego is only painful. My ego will make negative comparisons. Either it will make me feel very bad, or it will feel superior, or I'll be hurt, or I'll be emotionally disturbed by somebody. Can I not find some goal of life which will take me above all these situations? And that rising above is what we call as the rising above our ego. Something more than only my meeting my needs of life. I want to do something for others. But then doing others also is not for name and fame. It is not that I'm waiting that someday I'll be recognized, either by society or by government. Somebody will say I'm a great worker. No, that's not the goal of life. It is a self-realization, Atmanubhuti, or we call it as Ishwaranubhuti. That's the goal of life. It's a very remarkable, deep understanding. Maybe you should read Swami Vivekananda's Karma Yoga to understand what exactly we are seeking through action. And then Swamiji explains how little by little, step by step, we go and understand the higher motives of life. And the highest motive of life is to be unselfish. And that's actually the meaning of self-realization in the truest sense of the term.
Thanks,
Try this.
Maharaj. Thanks, Maharaj. Will not take any more questions further due to time limit. We will circulate a mail through DOSA very soon regarding guided meditation session, where you can fill in your details in case you don't receive our mail, and there you can join and ask your question to Maharaj in our future sessions also. So I thank you all on behalf of Vivekananda Samiti for joining here, and I thank you, Maharaj, for giving such a wonderful lecture and giving a continuous talk for today at so many places. Thanks, Maharaj. We'll conclude, Maharaj, now. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Thanks, Maharaj. Namaskar.
25th of January is the birthday of Swami Vivekananda as per the Indian calendar, that is the Panchanga. So we will have a puja and bhajans and havan at the ashram. I will send the program. You can circulate among students. Those who are free and interested, they are welcome.
Sure, Maharaj.
Namaste.
Namaste, Maharaj.